Everyone, I recently listened to Screw the Galaxy by Stephen Campbell. It is the first book in the Hard Luck Hank series and it was narrated by Liam Owen. The narration was rather well done, although the voice is very deep and slow and relaxed. It totally matches or fits to the narrator. But let's start at the beginning. Screw the Galaxy is a science fiction novel that is set somewhere on a space station in the Calmarian Empire. We learn a little bit about the Empire, we learn a lot about the space station, and we meet our main character Hank, who tells us the story, and he is a negotiator. He has lived on this space station for 100+ years and has been involved in all the things that are going on there. So that's the setup. The space station reminded me a lot of 1920s Chicago with all the mobsters and gangs going on and all the crime things, and a happy place for, gangsters and mobs and gangs and things like that. And Hank is negotiating and working for different gang bosses and striking deals with them and for them, and also sometimes killing people. Hank is a mutant, a 4-level mutant, so that means he cannot be killed. People can shoot at him and he just doesn't die. And that's his major strength. His weakness is that he is rather slow because he's very big and needs to eat a lot, and he never really has to run or fight off things because he cannot die, which doesn't stop people from trying. The whole story is about Hank and the space station and his life there and his negotiations, and that's where it gets a little bit fuzzy because even though I read the novel, I'm not exactly sure what the story was. So we have a lot of things coming to the space station, affecting things and making it necessary to strike deals and negotiate and also save the space station in some way. And Hank is in the middle of that, but I don't really know how, why, when. Okay, that's exaggerated. I do know how, but what I noticed while listening to the novel, that I constantly was confused at how much time had passed and what happened and why it happened. So the transitions from chapter to chapter were sometimes confusing, and I don't know if that was because I listened to the novel or because it was just written in that way. In the beginning, it was really captivating to learn about the space station, the characters, the people who live there, Hank and his life, and just follow him along on his jobs. But after a while, it got a little bit confusing and aimless. There was an aim at the end, but I don't really know how we got there and why and what was connected in some point. So the whole experience was, though being very entertaining and fun and well written, I kind of felt confused, and the transitions and the storyline was not all that clear to me. Can you follow this rambling review? Well, that's about how I felt listening to this book. I was intrigued by the story, I was intrigued by the characters and the world that was created and learning more about that world. But I constantly felt like I was missing something, like I wasn't getting all the information. Just like being left in the dark and not having all the clues. So that took away from the enjoyment. And although it is a series, I would say you could stop after the first book because there's no cliffhanger, the story is resolved, and I'm guessing his new adventure will be new things he has to solve and negotiate and deal with. So I don't know if I really want to continue with the series. Let me know in comments if you have read or listened to Screw the Galaxy, if you have heard of it, if you like it, if you felt the same. Let's talk about Hard Luck Hank. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.